everybody, it's Jessica Stortz with Stortz Wellness and an independent Shackley distributor, and we're doing a 5-day cooking challenge. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, look below this video for a link to sign up, and we'll send you an email with all of the instructions. If you're reaching this video after the 5-day challenge has passed, that's totally okay. Still go to that link and we'll tell you what you can do and send you a grocery list and tips and all the things that we did during the challenge. But today we're going to be making a tomato lentil soup. Now before you're like, ugh, lentils? Like everybody has this connotation of lentils in their brain, right? Maybe this brown or green lentil. And if you've ever had like a mouthful of just cooked lentils, it's probably pretty gross. But I found some lentils that I really like to have and ways to prepare them that I really enjoy. And this is a simple recipe that I wanted to share with you to get you guys out of your comfort zone and to try something new. And I gotta tell you, my family loves this recipe. There's another version of it if you go to the Google Mom 100 cookbook. She has like one that you put a little bit of bacon and rice, but it's the same concept, and that's kind of what she adds differently, is bacon and rice to this same recipe. So let's get started. These are ingredients. You can tell I shop at Aldi. I have a family of 6, so I'm concerned about saving money. So I buy their crushed tomatoes. I don't worry about if they're organic or not. If you want to go that route, you certainly may. This is just where we're at. So 2 28-ounce cans. We're gonna need some carrots. I always buy the baby cut ones or the baby carrots that are already peeled and that. I just chop them and go, and I always have these on hand for the kids to snack on, but they're also great because I just open them up, chop them, and I like those for cooking as well. I use minced garlic, not in oil. I just use it in water, but it saves me a step from having to do that and clean another tool. I have my olive oil. I can certainly make veggie broth. I'm just at a point in my life that I just buy it from Aldi. I buy the organic just because it's cheaper, not necessarily because it's organic, but I like this broth and I use it. And then red lentils. You might be wondering, like, where do I find red lentils? I prefer red lentils over brown or green. I like the way they taste better. You can find them at Trader Joe's. I got this bag at Trader Joe's. If you're from the Iowa area, Hy-Vee has a bulk food section, and the red lentils are in the bulk food section. Otherwise, you can just ask your grocer because they're kind of a popular item. Lentils are, you wouldn't believe it, but when you start to look for these things, you'll start to learn where they keep them. But there is a learning curve when you're starting to experiment with new and different ingredients. But if you just stick with it and take the time, you will learn it and get there quicker. So with that, why don't we get started chopping our vegetables? So I'm gonna start with cutting my carrots, and again, I'm gonna use the flexible cutting mats. If you watched our recipe yesterday, the mushroom fajitas, I like the flexible cutting mats because they bend and I can just dump them in the pot. And again, this smaller Pampered Chef knife, and I'm gonna get chopping. So now that we got all of our veggies chopped, which were just the carrots and onions, I'm gonna get cooking. So we're just got some oil heated here in a pan over medium or medium-high heat, depending on how hot your burner is. I'm gonna add my carrots, my onions. Love the flexible cutting mat that I can just add it right in. But I also need to add some garlic. I don't measure my garlic. This is cooking, so it doesn't have to be exact like baking. I like garlic, so I'm gonna add quite a bit. It called for 4 cloves of garlic. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna stir it around, and I'm gonna let it cook until softened, about 5 or 10 minutes. You could make these as tender as you want. The recipe says 10 minutes, which I find too long, especially because they're gonna be simmering for about 20 minutes. So now I'm gonna add in my 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And then I'm gonna add in 6 cups of vegetable broth. My pot's getting full. You can use a bigger pot. I couldn't remember which pot I used before. Also, the red lentils, you need a cup, and I rinsed them while I was sauteing. I went ahead and rinsed the lentils a little bit. I'm not sure of the reasoning behind it, but I've done it where I haven't rinsed them. They just recommend that you rinse them, and I'll try to look it up and figure out what the rationale is behind rinsing them. But I think they just kind of like a bean. You want to rinse your beans kind of like you want to rinse your fruit off. Okay, so I'm going to go get my lentils to stick in here now. And they kind of stick to this mesh strainer. So I use a spoon to kind of get them out, and they will clump a little bit, kind of like rice does if you clump it in there, but as it cooks, I just stir occasionally, and then I don't have any issues. Yes, my pot's really full now. Okay, so now this is gonna simmer for 20 to 25 minutes, and then we're basically done. While it's simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and chop my green onions, and we like to serve this with a little shredded cheese, green onions, and then saltine crackers. So we've let our soup simmer for about 25 minutes, and it looks good and hot and ready. The lentils, you'll be able to see they change shape and they almost start to split a little, but you can also taste it. They should be easy to eat and kind of almost a little bit mushy rather than super firm as we had them. So I have a bowl, and then I cut up some green onions. We usually add just a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese. I buy all these things because it's convenient and quick. And then I add a little bit of green onion. And then I usually like to take a couple of these crackers and put those in there. And the girls like to eat this with grilled cheese. It's like a tomato soup that's healthier. So be sure to check out the links below, check out our other videos, and comment and let us know if you like this recipe. If you make it, go to Stortz Wellness on Instagram and tag 5-Day Cooking Challenge and Stortz Wellness. We'd love to see what you guys do, and as always, we're here to help you maximize your time, health, and finances so that you guys can live more intentionally in the moments of life. Have a great day.